So it's been about a couple of weeks now since I've been engaged. I thought, why not do a sit down and do my makeup while I tell you all the story of how I got engaged and how everything went about. And yeah, without further ado, if you want to know the story of how I got engaged, then you should definitely continue watching this video. So to begin this story, how I got engaged, which still feels so surreal to even say out loud. Even the day that I got engaged, it felt so surreal and like a dream. I truly had no idea that I would be getting engaged, and looking back at all of the little moments that happened throughout the day that I got engaged and the days prior, like I truly have to thank my dearest cousin, who I consider like a little sister to me. She helped my fiance with the entire proposal and the setup and just like getting me ready to be engaged. A few days prior, my cousin had called me and asked if I could book her an appointment to get her nails done at the place where I get my nails done. I remember not thinking much about it because she had mentioned that she wanted to get her nails done during Thanksgiving break because she can't really get her nails done while she's in school because she's doing a nursing internship at her university's hospital, which they don't allow her to have her nails done while she's doing the internship. But since she was on Thanksgiving break, she was gonna have a week off from her internship, which would have given her the opportunity to go get her nails done. And so then she hit me up a couple of days before I got engaged to go get our nails done together, which I actually wasn't supposed to get my nails done with her because I had already gotten my nails done a week prior with my mom. But I remember my cousin being like, oh no, like I don't want to be the only one getting my nails done. And I remember even telling my boyfriend back then, and now fiance, that I was going to go take my cousin to get her nails done, but that I was just gonna wait for her, and then afterwards we were gonna have a little girls' day. And my boyfriend and her ended up convincing me to get my nails done, which I know you might have been like, that should have been a green flag, not a red flag, because green flag, that I was going to get engaged. But it really wasn't, because my boyfriend that same week had just gotten his haircut, and I remember him telling me he was getting his haircut before Thanksgiving, and I had offered to pay for his haircut as a good girlfriend. And so he went ahead and did the same thing and offered to pay for my nails. And so then I went to go get my nails done with my cousin, and I remember asking my boyfriend, because I really didn't have a clue what I wanted to get for my nails done, because I wasn't anticipating to get my nails done that soon. So I asked for his opinion, and he was like, you should do something classy, something pretty. And he had suggested white nails or French tip. And so I remember being like, well, my current nails are already white, so I'll just go ahead and do French tip. And so that's what I went ahead and did. I got French tip for my nails that day, and fast forward 2 days later. So Saturday, I got my nails done with my cousin and had a little girls' day with her and another cousin of mine. And then fast forward to Monday, the week of Thanksgiving, so the 24th, my boyfriend had the day off from work, and I remember we had decided to get together on Monday and plan a little date night which isn't something out of the ordinary. My boyfriend and I, we have our little date nights. We go out to eat, we go to new places around our city or explore other cities. So it wasn't really out of the ordinary for us to do that on Monday. But what was out of the ordinary, which looking back at it now, I don't know how I didn't catch on. I'm literally telling you all, there were so many green flags that I didn't notice that were indicating that I was going to get engaged. I don't know, like I genuinely don't know why I didn't catch on to any of those things that I had noticed, or those things that, not noticed, but things that were happening. But my cousin, the same one who I had gone to get my nails done with, she had called me that morning asking to hang out again, go grab some coffee, have another girls' day. And I remember telling her that I had already made plans with my fiance, and so she was like, yeah, of course, like no worries at all, we can always plan for a different day. And so I was like, yeah, of course, like I'll let you know and we can figure something out for later in the week. And then I just went about my morning, I got ready. And another thing that I didn't notice or even think, my boyfriend had called me before he drove over to my house saying that he was thinking that we could go somewhere nice, but that we would figure it out once he got to my house. All he told me was just to dress nice, just so that we're ready for wherever we decide to go. And again, this would have been like another green flag, but my boyfriend and I, we do things like that. We like to dress up and go out for dinners, dates, for church and things like that. So I didn't think anything of it. And so then I remember him arriving to my house, and I was in a complete different outfit from what you all saw at the beginning of this video, the little clip of me getting engaged. And looking back at it again, another clue or green flag was that boyfriend kind of subtly hinting or suggesting that I should change. And his reasoning was because what I was wearing wasn't matching well. And so I remember him like suggesting I wear like a silk skirt or a different top. And so then I didn't think much of it. And so then I went ahead and changed to the outfit that I was wearing while I got engaged. And then afterwards, we got into his car, and right as we got into his car, I remember telling him about my cousin calling me and asking to hang out, but I had to tell her that I had already made plans with him, and so then that we could always just plan for a different day. And as I'm telling my boyfriend slash fiance now, everything that had happened in the morning and my cousin calling me, I remember him being like, oh, like we should totally invite her to come with us. I was thinking we could go to Laguna Beach and that we could go to Earth Cafe, which is actually my favorite breakfast brunch cafe. There are multiple locations throughout Southern California, but one of our favorite locations is Orange County one, and then also the Laguna Beach one. But my boyfriend has actually never been to that location. So in my mind, I was thinking, oh, he just wants to go try it out. And then, you know, my cousin who had called prior has never been. So it would be a great idea for us to bring her along with us. And right as we were talking about making those plans, my cousin gives me a call. And I remember like kind of getting freaked out at the fact that she had called as we were literally talking about her. But now knowing that she was in on the whole entire proposal and the engagement, like, now I'm not as freaked out. But I remember she called, and then we told her about the plans and if she wanted to come, and she was like, yes, I'm so down, like, let's do it. And so then my boyfriend and I, we went to grab some matcha to give her some time to get ready, since it was like very much last minute. But little did I know she was already ready. And so then I remember we went to go pick her up, and the drive there was so nice. We were all talking and laughing. I literally had no clue what was going on. And then I remember us getting to Laguna Beach and us parking and then walking over to the cafe. And I remember I was like, oh, like, I need to use the bathroom. Can you guys wait for me here? I'm just gonna quickly use the restroom before we sit down and order anything. And so then I went to the restroom, which ironically gave them enough time to kind of improvise and set up a plan for the proposal and how my cousin was going to be leaving. So I remember I came back from the bathroom and I didn't see them where they were before I left. And so I remember calling my boyfriend and he didn't answer. And then I called my cousin and then she answered. And she was like, oh yeah, so sorry, we left because I just got an email from my advisor that I completely forgot we had a meeting set up for today to go over like my classes for the next semester or the year or something like that. And I remember I didn't think much of it because my cousin, she's still in school, and so I was like, okay, right. And then I remember her saying that they had gone back to my boyfriend's car to get my cousin's iPad so that she could hop on the meeting with her advisor, and that she was going to be staying inside my boyfriend's car to do the meeting because where we were at was pretty noisy and loud. The internet connection wasn't that good, so my boyfriend went ahead and walked her over to his car so that she could do her meeting. And again, I didn't think anything of it, but looking back at it now, you know, she was technically on Thanksgiving break, so that would mean that her advisors wouldn't be working during that time. But like I said, I literally didn't suspect anything, didn't think anything of it. So then my boyfriend walks back, and then my cousin stays in the car, and we're sitting at the cafe trying to figure out what we could do while we wait for my cousin who's doing her meeting. And I remember we walked around for a bit by the ocean, and I remember I even took some pictures of the ocean view while we were walking around and killing some time. And ironically, the pictures that I took on our walk were actually where my boyfriend, now fiance, was going to propose. And now that everything happened, was he wanted to take a look at the spot where he was going to propose, and also kind of send some pictures to my cousin so that she knew where to set up the proposal decor at, and just kind of have an idea. And so then we walked around that area for a bit, and then we headed back to the cafe where we sat down again and we talked. And then I remember my boyfriend being like, oh, like, you know, it's getting late, we should probably like order some food, and then we can always order your cousin some food to go because it is getting late. And I was like kind of thrown off by it, but at the same time I didn't suspect anything. I was more kind of like, oh, like, I don't want to eat without my cousin, like, let's wait. And my boyfriend was like very much insisting that we order some food. And he said that the reason why he did that, the reason why he said that was because he wanted to buy some time for my cousin to still, you know, be setting up the proposal, and so that I wouldn't get impatient and kind of go off and maybe like check in on my cousin or anything of that sort. But I was very stubborn and was like, no, we are not eating without her. We're gonna wait until she finishes and then we'll eat. And so then my boyfriend had to improvise, and he basically was suggested that we go on another walk, but instead we go walk around the surrounding neighborhoods and just look up the houses and things like that. And I remember we walked around the neighborhood for about 30 minutes. We were just walking around and admiring all of the beautiful houses in Laguna Beach and just talking about, which, looking back at it now, like the conversations that we were having while we were having this walk literally makes me emotional. But we were talking about our future and about our future home and how it would look like. And little did I know that I was going to be getting proposed right after that walk. And I remember just following my boyfriend as we're walking around this neighborhood. And I remember we hit the top of the hill of the neighborhood because it was kind of like at a slope, and then him suggesting that we come back down because both of us were already getting really tired from walking. And so then we started to walk back down, and like I said, I was just following him as he was leading the way. And I remember him leading us back to where we were earlier, where I had taken all of those pictures at. And then as we are approaching close to where we were first at, I remember I was literally completely oblivious at the fact that he was leading me to where he was going to propose. And I think he noticed that, and so then he pointed out that my cousin was standing right in front of us. And I remember just looking over to where my cousin was and seeing her recording us. And again, it didn't click into my mind that she was recording the proposal. I thought that she was just recording us, you know, just running into her. And so then as I'm walking towards her, I look over to my left side and I see the entire like proposal setup. And I remember thinking, oh, like someone's gonna get proposed. And then I started to realize as my boyfriend was walking me towards the proposal that I was the one getting engaged. And then once I realized that I was the one getting engaged, I started to just feel like an out-of-body experience, and like I was just in a dream, and that this wasn't real, that I was gonna wake up one moment and wake up in my bed, in my room. And I remember just literally letting him lead me to where he was gonna propose, him walking me down the aisle of roses on the floor, the beautiful sunset view that was right in front of us, and just truly feeling like time stopped for that moment. It was just him and I, and I remember he said a couple of things before he proposed, and just me feeling still like in shock and surreal and like I was in a dream. And I remember him just getting down on one knee and opening up the ring box to this beautiful, gorgeous ring. And I immediately knew that my answer was yes. I've always known that my answer was going to be yes in the moment that he proposed to me. And yeah, I remember just saying yes immediately and putting out my hand so that he could put the ring on. And funny enough, I actually gave him the wrong hand. I gave him my right hand instead of my left hand. Truly, it didn't matter in the moment to me. I wasn't thinking. I was just so happy and in love sharing this moment with just him and I, and just soaking up this beautiful moment, and then just watching the sunset, and afterwards, thanking my cousin for, helping my fiance with the setup and just getting me ready to be here, in this moment. And then we took our pictures and we took some video, and yeah, it was such an intimate, beautiful moment that we had together. And then afterwards we, all went out to eat together and celebrate, and it was truly perfect. Like, I would not change anything about that day and everything that transpired. And then afterwards, I remember the car ride back home, we started talking about it and how long his fiance had been planning it, and just me finally connecting all of the dots and the green flags that I didn't see. And yeah, like, it's still something that I am, getting used to a good way, and truly feeling blessed with everyone in my life and all of the support from, the engagement. And we truly have God to thank for, bringing us together for almost about 7 years. And I knew from the moment that I met him that he was the one for me, and I know that he knew that I was the one for him. And we're so happy and excited for this new chapter in our lives, and I just wanted to share this all with you all, and excited to also share other things in the making that will come about, us planning for our wedding and all things of that sort. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video and listening to my engagement story, and I hope to see you all very soon. Bye.